Hi guys, welcome to the introduction video of how to create realistic fan art character with Frank Tzeng. My name is Frank Tzeng. I'm the lead character artist in Naughty Dog. I've been working in Naughty Dog for 2.5 years now. If you are not familiar with me or my work, you can simply go to our station, type Frank Tzeng, and you'll be able to see all of my work over here. And please also go to Facebook, my Facebook fan art page. It's called Frank Zen's Art. Just go in there and you will see all the latest update that I have, professional or personal work over here. So let's talk about this tutorial. This tutorial, my main goal for this tutorial is to do a 3D print after I finish this figure. And that's why that I sculpted the hair. Normally, if I want a better render or better look, I will just do fiber mesh hair, or I can do just game art hair and maybe render in marmoset. But in this case, I have a specific need that I want to print this out after. So that's why I'm doing sculpted hair, and I already have a sculpted hair tutorial um, before, so feel free to check that out. I didn't do a lot of special thing on the hair in this video, but I did cover a lot of anatomy sculpting. So this video to you guys is focusing on anatomy study. Basically, it's female anatomy study and sculpted from a Z-sphere, a sphere, and sculpted asymmetrically. So that is kind of an extra challenge because when you guys ever do T-pose, you can basically just do it one time. And if you want a symmetrical, just basically go in and move things around. But if you start it as a dynamic pose, you have to basically sculpt everything twice. You cannot use symmetry to do that. And when the muscle moves and muscle shape changes, so it's definitely another challenge for me. So this video will be focusing on anatomy for sure, face sculpting, face texturing. I did cover how did I make the clothing, the head from scratch, but what I didn't cover is how did I make the armor. The armor is really easy, that's why I didn't spend a lot of time explaining. I just did it on my own. Also, the gloves is basically the same thing with the shirt and the head. So basically everything except that, I explain everything of the workflow that I did from start to finish. So in my case, just happened to have a friend that who's willing to help me out with this one. Her name is Alicia. She's in the game industry, but at the same time, she's also a cosplayer. So this is her page. She's awesome. So if you guys haven't heard about her, just go to her page and hit that like, you know. So she does this custom play. She made all her custom by her own at her free time, basically. So I had this idea that I want to work with her, have her dress as Cammy, that's one of her cosplay, and pose for me. I select the pose and did some Photoshop, and I was able to use that as the references, as you guys will see in the later tutorial. So for the face, it's actually I did the likeness sculpt first, and then I just used my judgment to kind of make her feel more stylized like I wanted to. For the body part, we started as a Z-sphere, just from scratch, and used Z-sphere to get the pose first, and just use sculpting slowly build it up from the base shape, going to secondary forms, and then detail, surface detail after. Then after that, we will go into a detailed explanation of how did I usually do my texture paths using polypaint and some photos together. That's kind of my usually workflow, but at the end, you guys will be able to see that there's not a lot of photo information that you can see just over here. So for example, we're in ZBrush right now, so if we take a look closely, and if I just go to flat color, that means just color, there's not a lot of photo information in there. So I did a lot of paint over, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And just to show you guys kind of process that I was doing, um, well, this one is just the sculpting one. So we got a sculpting one that was the eyeball, sculpted eyeball. This one is how I'm gonna print this out basically. The body part, how I started is this is the final one. This is the final, and this is how we started. That's a Z-sphere, and then use that into the mesh and move to the pose that I want and continue detail through the whole thing. So that's something that I will show you guys during the sculpt. We got a lot to cover in this video because it's not only including just the sculpting part, but the texture and the detail explanation of using the ZBrush bridge to keyshot, doing a render, multi-passes, which you can see over here, and then basically compositing together in Photoshop. Alright, so that will be one of the final results, and the other one will be this one. I have others I will show you guys during the video. We have a lot to cover and a lot to do, a lot to learn, so let's just get started. Again, especially thanks for the people who helped me critique my work. That goes to my whole team, basically Naughty Dog, and also Chris Costa give me some feedback as well. All right, so thank you guys for watching, and let's get started.